Hello, Facebook Live. I am literally coming to you from my bed because I'm down and out with a fever. And in that sense, I want to talk to you today on day 4 of the 30-day life challenge about healthy commitment. And that is such an interesting topic to talk about, as I made the commitment for this 30-day life challenge, and look at that, day 4, I'm knocked out with a fever. And it's so fascinating because I noticed that pattern with my unconscious, but I noticed it in other people too, that when we make a commitment that stretches us out of our comfort zone, then we are faced with challenges eventually that make it really hard to stick to our commitment. And it makes it really difficult to decide. Because honestly, it would have been really easy for my subconscious to say, well, you're sick. You can't show up. You're sick. You don't need to go live today. Would have been really easy, right? And would have been probably accepted by most of society. But it would have been breaking the trust with myself, because I swore to myself, 30-day life challenge is 30-day life challenge no matter what. Unless I have such a high fever that I'm nearly passed out and unable to speak, I will come live here. And even if it's just for 5 minutes, because, well, we're talking about healthy commitment. So it's not about threatening our health and well-being. It's about figuring out how to stay committed while ensuring our needs are met and our health and our well-being is ensured. So that is what I see most people struggle with. And that is something I struggled with for a very long time in my life. So not too long ago, a few years ago, I had burnout due to really overdoing it. Like, I was taught all my life since childhood, if you want something in life, you have to push and go for it and go for it and go for it. And rest is not a good thing, and you have to constantly work. And so I was constantly under tension. So even when I was trying to rest, I was under tension. My mind was working, thinking about what to do next. And so I pushed myself into a burnout. And after that burnout, I made an experience of the opposite extreme. I wasn't able to do anything. I was in complete lethargy. I was destroyed. I was unable to do stuff. And for quite a few years, having any kind of responsibility or duties, or like having to do things, like fixed things within my day, felt scary, because I was always scared of burning out again, because I hadn't found the balance of healthy commitment yet. And finding that balance was quite a process for me, of understanding that there is a way in between, that of course it's important to go for what you want. Of course it's important to be committed and to continue to show up even when it's more difficult, even when it's hard. But we can do that in a healthy way. We can do that in an adapted way. We can do that in a way that ensures that we're not losing our health and well-being, that our needs are met. And the first way that starts with is to ensure on a daily basis that we meet our own needs, that we ensure we get enough rest, we eat healthy, we drink enough water, we get enough sunlight, enough movement, whatever it is that we need for healthy well-being. That is something that we need to ensure every day. And based on that, then, when it comes to commitment and showing up, there is this balance that we can find. For example, with me today. So my fever started last night, and I knew that probably today I'd be knocked out. Rather knocked out, because obviously I'm not knocked out enough not to show up with you here, and I love that. Okay, but other than that, I knew that I'd be rather knocked out. So I looked at my duties today and the things that I had to do, and I checked which things can I delegate easily, which things are non-negotiable, and which things can I just move or cancel. And so according to that, I did that, and I was left with only one thing that I was committed to doing today no matter what, which was this live here, where I knew that if I wasn't too tired to talk, I would come on live here, because I care about this challenge. I care about the promise I make to myself, the commitment I have to myself. And so I show up, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. But I show up. And that is healthy commitment, because I know that my energy is limited today. I know that I cannot do everything I had planned today, because I had kind of a big to-do list for today. And so I really figured out what my my priorities were. I really figured out where my commitment lies, where it's a non-negotiable. And then I chose the one thing or the things that were non-negotiable for me, which I knew I could do without threatening my health by it. And so that's actually what I mean with healthy commitment. It's learning to understand your body's messages, to know when to lay low, when to step back, when to rest, but also being able to then negotiate with yourself. What can you cancel? What can you delegate? What can you move or plan for another day or reschedule? And what's non-negotiable? And how can you stick to your non-negotiables without threatening your well-being, without risking your health in the process? And I am not just talking about physical well-being. Of course, that's a big part, but also mental well-being, because we all know those days where we just wake up and we just feel like, we just feel bad. And sometimes we can work through that. And sometimes we just need a day off. And there it's the same. Instead of just pushing through, can I learn to navigate myself? Can I learn to lead myself in a way that I understand where my priorities lie, where my non-negotiables are, and what I can cancel or reschedule or delegate or navigate in a way that I can get my day off? So actually, healthy commitment lies a lot in self-leadership and our ability to really be clear on what is it that we want, what is it that we care about, and how can we navigate this in highest alignment with our health and well-being on all levels? And how can we, in the process, as we continue to show up, as we continue to push for what we care for, push is not such a nice word, like to go for what we care for. How can we do that while still ensuring that all our needs are met? How can we meet our needs and continue to go for what we care for? Continue to follow our dreams and follow our callings, even on the days where it's challenging. And once we learn to do that, once we learn to find that balance and honor our own needs, we will notice how quickly developing this healthy commitment becomes easier, because it's truly all about honoring our true needs. Not our egoic needs, not our surface needs, but our true, deep, underlying needs. And when we learn to connect to those and understand those and feel those and be aware of those, and we learn to honor them and meet them, that's when it starts becoming rather easy to develop a healthy commitment style and find the balance between pushing and not doing anything at all. Because there is a balance and it is attainable. Let someone who knows both extremes tell you. You can find the balance, and it feels good to be in the balance. It feels good to show up here today, even though I'm sick, because I feel like I care about me. I feel like I show myself how much I care by honoring my promise and doing that in a healthy way, where I know I'm not going to suffer from it. I'm not going to risk my health due to it. I'm not going to put my needs in a situation where they're not met through it. So yeah, it is possible. It feels really good. And that's actually all I wanted to say today. I do feel the fever a bit, so I'm maybe a bit all over the place. So I hope all of that made sense. But hey, I honored my commitment and it felt good. So happy that you were here. Thank you for watching this. No matter if you were here live or on the replay, I really am grateful for you being here. I love you. Take care. And if there's anyone you know that you feel should hear this message and could profit from this, please always feel free to share. And if there's anything you want to share on the topic, if there's anything you have to say on the matter, please leave a comment below. I always love to hear your opinions and exchange with you. Take care, have a beautiful day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow without fever. We'll see, but I'll definitely see you tomorrow. Take care.